Welcome to Live, Love Lake Oswego, the first real estate channel solely dedicated to all things Lake Oswego. I'm Will Fendon. For almost 20 years, I've been a top producing Lake Oswego realtor. If you'd ever like to have an exploratory conversation about real estate, please feel free to contact me directly. You can call or text me at the number on screen. But right now, we're going to spotlight a very popular Lake Oswego neighborhood. It's called the Westridge neighborhood. Okay, I'm joined now by my wife, Jane. We're at Westridge Park. We're right in the heart of the Westridge neighborhood, which is on the south side of Lake Oswego. Now, if you're somebody who's still familiarizing yourself with the neighborhoods of Lake Oswego, it can get a little confusing sometimes because there's 24 of them, and some of them sound pretty similar to one another. For example, the West Lake neighborhood is nowhere near where we are right now. That's on the north side of town, much closer to I-5 and the 217 freeway. But Westridge is on the south side of town, up here in the mountains. We're right next to the biggest neighborhood in the whole area, which is called the Palisades.
We did a video on the Palisades neighborhood. Check it out if you haven't seen it. And it's a gorgeous day. This is one of the many beautiful little neighborhood parks that are all over Lake Oswego.
Yeah, they're all over town. And so are these quirky little lending libraries like this. I love those. But right now, let's go. We're excited to introduce you to the Westridge neighborhood. After you leave Westridge Park, if you wander deep enough into the neighborhood, you can easily find one of our favorite streets. This is Rivendell Road. Now you can tell this is an older, well-established neighborhood just based on the sidewalks and the mature trees. Everything's grown up and full. Look at the old lantern on the right. We love those old streetlights. They're all over Lake Oswego. The homes back here, they are traditional, but they're beautiful. Many of them have been completely renovated inside, and they're all on oversized lots. Big lots is the norm for most homes in Westridge. And a lot of the streets up here, they end in cul-de-sacs. So the cul-de-sacs create a feeling of privacy, great for walking. There's almost no traffic. That's one of our favorite homes. The public elementary school in the neighborhood is Westridge Elementary. I spent a lot of time coaching youth lacrosse on that sports field right there. And this is the newly rebuilt Lakeridge Junior High. It's one of the nicest junior high schools you'll ever see. And this is Lakeridge High School. Our twin boys attended high school here. They had a great time. They were on the lacrosse team, spent a lot of time on that field right there. They played water polo. They were on the golf team, and they spent a lot of time in band playing drums and freezing their butts off in that grandstand during high school football games.
One of the things that we've always loved about living in Lake Oswego is that you're just surrounded by nature. There's trees, it's all green, there's neighborhood parks and the lake. There's just beauty everywhere. You never get tired of it.
Yeah, it just seems like you can walk out your front door and go in almost any direction and hit something amazing. For example, right now we're standing at one of 4 trailheads that lead up to a place called Cooks Butte Park. There's over 50 acres of hiking and walking trails up there. You can day hike, you can walk dogs on leash, you can trail run. It's totally quiet. You'd never know that we're in the middle of the city here, close to freeways and shopping, and it feels like we're in the wilderness. It's amazing. Okay, by now we hope that you're getting a pretty good feeling for what the Westridge neighborhood is like, but in our neighborhood videos, we also always like to try and convey what might a day in the life actually be like if you lived here. You know, where are some of those places that you might go regularly? What are some of the activities that you might do? And for families in Westridge with school-aged kids, the Lake Grove Swim Park, which you see behind us here, is a very popular place for a lot of people.
Yeah, this swim park is absolutely magic in the summer, and all students in Lake Oswego can come here. They can go swimming, they can play badminton and basketball. There's a little kiddie pool and a playground for little ones, and huge family picnics and parties here throughout the whole summer. When our kids were little, they took swim lessons in the lake, and it was great. But when they went off that diving board for the first time, I was holding my breath.
I have a lot of great memories too of 4th of July celebrations here. Lake Oswego goes all out. They go big on 4th of July fireworks.
The fireworks are amazing.
This is a great spot to spread out a blanket. If you set it up at 10 in the morning, you get a spot and watch fireworks. 4th of July, it's pretty magical.
It's great.
Okay, now we want to show you a couple of places that are so deep in the neighborhood, if you don't live in Lake Oswego, you might not even know they exist. For example, this is the Pine Shed Barbecue Shack. They make absolutely killer chicken and ribs here. If you've never been, it's definitely worth checking out. Here's another local secret. This is Too Sweet Cakes. Phenomenal bakery. If you're on a keto diet, steer clear. This is Aji Chom. They call it Asian Fusion. Okay, I'm standing in front of another local favorite, Zupans Market. Started in 1975 in Portland. They opened one of their flagship stores in Lake Oswego a few years back, and it's one of the most beautiful grocery stores that you'll ever see. If you're familiar with Dean and DeLuca in New York City, that might be a good reference point to compare this to if you're not familiar with Zupans. In the center where I'm standing here, there also are a couple of very popular local restaurants. Jefe is kind of evolved Mexican. They have one of the most popular happy hours in town on Thursday nights. Cafe La Provence, great Sunday brunch spot. In fact, there are so many great restaurants on Boone's Ferry here where I'm standing, and also not too far away on Cruise Way. We almost can't fit them all into this video unless we really hustle, so check it out. That's the end of our Westridge neighborhood tour. Thanks for watching Live, Love Lake Oswego, the first real estate channel solely dedicated to all things Lake Oswego. If you'd ever like to have an exploratory conversation about buying or selling real estate here, please feel free to call or text me directly at the number on screen. Or if you'd just like to see more content about this amazing place that we call home, please consider subscribing.